Ladies and gentlemen, it is Friday with the Rosy Pair, which means it is time to continue on with some more WalkMan and Dr. Doomsday. No. I gave the short answer to the man in his pressed black suit and returned to my carrots. They needed more nitrogen, and I was trying to add more grass clippings to the soil to introduce it. Your country needs you, WalkMan, he said in a stern tone. Dr. Doomsday is planning to assassinate. Isn't that what you have all those fancy Secret Service agents for? I asked, not turning to face the man. You're the only one who can stop him. Then he will succeed, I said dismissively. I unpaused the music from my headphone's single button and I listened to the music flooding my brain. My powers had always been directed by whatever music I listened to, hence my name, but I was done using it to fight crime. Now I used it to learn a new skill, like farming. She thinks my tractor's sexy, I mumbled along to the tangibly related farming song. To my frustration, the man was still trying to talk to me. I paused my music again and turned to stare him down with a ferocious glare. Get off my property, I said. Son, your country needs now! I pulled out my Zune and scrolled to the Slayer album. Fortunately, the agent was already heading back to his black SUV, talking into his lapel microphone. I turned the Zune off, careful not to drain its ancient battery. It was a backup device, but it was the most durable music source I had ever taken into battle. My son Stephen came out of the small shed we had painted to look like a barn, hoe in hand. Who is that, Dad? He asked, glancing between me and the rapidly fading taillights of the Secret Service man's car. Old job, I said casually. They wanted to hire me for a consulting gig. Turned them down. Steve briefly considered asking a question, I could tell, but he decided against it. He knew I was always vague about any past work. He just didn't know why. Let's convince these carrots to grow, sport. I held my hand out for the farm tool. A majestic bald eagle swooped from the sky and landed on my outstretched arm. Steve dropped the hoe in surprise and leapt backward, terrified by the unexpected animal. The bird turned to me and screeched. I sighed. One moment, Thaddeus, I said, and pulled out my Zune once more. I scrolled until I found Dr. Doolittle's soundtrack and hit play. Okay, ready. WalkMan, we need your help, King Thaddeus of the Eagle Empire cried. The forces of evil have invaded our lands. They, my lord, I interrupted the bald eagle. Report it to the park rangers. I have told you, you are part of a protected species. They will help you. But WalkMan, you are the one to stop. I turned off the soundtrack with a flourish and pocketed the device again. Leave us, Thaddeus. The creature could understand me just fine. He shook his head slowly and cried out a disappointed squawk sound before flying away. I looked from the retreating bird to Steve, who was staring at me with his jaw hung low. What the hell was that? He asked. I spent a week as a bird of prey rehab volunteer, I said, focusing on the carrots once more. Got to name that one myself. Now, the key to growing a good vegetable is... Stephen stopped me with one hand on my shoulder. Dad, he said, I'm glad you and your friends rescued me, but please, just be honest with me. You don't have to tell me your secrets. Just don't replace them with lies. I nodded, proud of the son I had only learned I had a few months ago. Thank you, boy, I said. I'm proud of you. An explosion of rocks and dirt showered the both of us, knocking the shed off its cinder block supports. I shielded Steve as best I could until the rocks stopped falling around us. A large drilling machine laid park in the middle of my carrot garden, its canonic drill face still rotating as it powered down. A hatch opened with a burst of equalizing pressure, and a lizard-shaped man emerged from within. "WalkMan, you must help us," he cried, The planet's core is... Lizardon, get your digger craft out of my veggie garden, I shouted. I'm not doing the whole hero thing anymore. I'm retired. Now get! The subterranean lizard person licked one eyeball with his long tongue and retreated back inside his vehicle. He backed down the hole he had dug, leaving shredded carrots in his tracks. I turned to Steve. What did you want to try planting next? I asked. Steve just shrugged in reply. How about we forget about farming for a while and go play with some Legos, I suggested. His eyes lit up with excitement. I wrapped one arm around my son and walked my little man back to our house. I liked being a dad. WalkMan seems to be a really good dad. He wants to make sure that his kid is happy and safe and healthy and all this stuff. But at the same time, you don't just retire being a superhero. You have to stick with that until there's no danger left. Unfortunately, if we're going to assume that WalkMan is in America, there's no such thing as no danger. It's just a mystery as to what he could possibly think is more important than making sure that the world his child lives in is the safe one. I don't know. But that's going to be it from me today, guys. If you absolutely love the video, don't forget to like down below. Don't forget to leave a comment telling me what I could do better, what your idea for the story is, or what you would want to do. And don't forget to subscribe and share the video around because we're trying to get to 100 subscribers by the end of the year. We don't have that much time left. Thank you so much, guys, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye!